Welcome to episode 20 of the Poker Face podcast, The Big Pump.
In this week's episode, we're introduced to Brick, a gym proprietor with a sideline in selling stolen breast milk to help a select group of customers achieve incredible results. When a health inspector rumbles the scheme, his death swiftly follows. Charlie is reluctant to get involved, but can a new friend help her do the right thing? Or is she out of the crime-solving business for good?
What's a butter popcorn latte like?
A travesty forced on us by management.
That sounds good, I'll have that.
Evening, Ian, how are you?
Oh, dealing with a travesty forced on me by management.
I know how you feel. I don't like those fancy hipster coffees. I like a double espresso, a latte. I like a milk-based one myself as well.
Milk-based. Breast milk-based.
But, well, wouldn't say no.
There you go. See, there's a trend for these condensed milk flavoured ones, Spanish lattes and stuff
When
like
you
that.
see a trend, I've not seen that trend.
They've started popping up in the mainstream coffee stores.
Have they?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you enjoy this episode? There was a familiar face for us, or for listeners to the Columbo podcast.
Certainly was, yeah. It was nice to see him play a different, a less powerful character, I suppose.
More interesting character.
You think?
Arguably. Do you like a bit of a workout? You go down the gym and set some records yourself?
I have a gym in my garage, or the Americans might say a garage.
And you hold all the records?
And I hold all the records. Although my son is starting to push me on
At the
that.
age of 12.
And this gym is the very reason that I decided to convert my garage into a gym.
Because you don't like the people who go to gyms?
Nope. Don't like all the nonsense that goes with it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, like I say, I've not been in a commercial gym for many years, and I'm hoping this is an exaggeration, but I've got a feeling that it might not be far off what they're like now with technology and all their bros and things like that.
Yeah, and the need for social proof.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got questions, I've got points, I've got issues about that.
No doubt you will mention them.
Me? Never. Were you waiting for Milo Janis to make an appearance?
Well, I've got to know about that. It's anyone who's listened to the Columbo podcast from the beginning will know what we think about Milo Janis.
He was one of the bastards of, when you think about a lot of the Columbo villains, even Columbo likes.
Yes.
And
not Milo Janis.
Not Milo Janis and Barry Mayfield.
Yeah.
Two of the worst.
I think Brick could have used a secretary like Milo Janis.
Milo Janis' secretary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was she not to be found tottering about in a bikini half the time?
I think at his instruction.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to hear more about Milo Janis, head back to that episode of the Columbo podcast, and for now we're going to talk about Poker Face.
We are, but before we do, a quick omission from last week.
This is debatable. Okay.
It's not debatable at all, Ian. Your job as the trivia man in this season is to find interesting nuggets, things that might stand. If you're talking about someone, what does he do? Tell me something about him. You forgot to mention.
I didn't forget to mention.
Okay,
I chose not to mention.
No, you didn't. He probably didn't even look. He probably looked at his IMDb credits, picked the known for ones and then skipped. Didn't even look at the trivia or his biography. So, what's his name? Ricardo from last week, the big scary looking dude with the tattoos.
The librarian.
Yes, the librarian. In real life, he's also a professional wrestler. I mean, come on.
Well, at a very low local level.
That's not the point. He's
disappointing
a wrestler.
I think it would embarrass him to mention it.
Tell me about this guy. Oh, yeah, he's also a wrestler. Oh, really? Yeah. So
I don't mention anybody's hobbies.
Just while we're on last week's episode, I am currently reading or listening to Larry Charles's autobiography. Well worth a listen. He was famously a writer on Seinfeld, but Curb Your Enthusiasm as well.
Themed.
A producer on that, yeah. So I can give that a recommendation. Anyway, are we ready for this week?
We are.
Let's crack on.
We open up with a sweaty gym montage.
Yes, the B-52s are playing, and we have a number of different cuts of people working out in a gym. This, again, maybe in the 80s, there was that sort of trope, a cliche.
Kind of let's get physical, yes. Macho man sort of idea going on here. We see a guy who turns out to be the gym owner, Brick, trying to set a record. There's
a group gathered around him as he deadlifts, and it appears a very modern, tech-focused gym. As after a successful lift, they look up at a scoreboard to see that he has broken this record and is now in first place with 575 pounds.
Does the tech exist to know what weight he was lifting?
It wouldn't have told you from a watch, no.
No.
I mean, there could be if it was pads on the ground, I suppose. Effectively just a scale. But I
wouldn't see anything like that, though.
No.
Unless he taps in, I'm trying this weight, and then it But then that could be manipulated.
Yeah, it wouldn't be accurate enough.
No.
Certainly not for a leaderboard.
Yeah, so dubious right off the bat.
We also see that he leads in leg press and lateral raises. Now, the record is confirmed with a triumphant horn blast, and it is also immediately proclaimed on his smartwatch.
Yes, and we hear the guys around him celebrating, and they toast the good stuff, which obviously you're meant to think is some kind of steroid-based substance.
We also see another gym user.
Weedy-looking guy.
Well, I wouldn't say weedy, he's just not a...
Pathetic. A runt, you might say.
A little dweeb. He's just not a roided up guy.
No.
He's watching in maybe despair, disgust, disappointment via a mirror while doing his own thing.
With very much smaller weights.
Does he even lift? You might not get that. Some people get that reference, but anyway.
You don't say bro at the end of that?
No. But they are gym bros, aren't they? And he looks up at the scoreboard where we see, Brick's obviously the big guy on campus.
Yeah.
Who's in contention for all the lifts, all the records.
He heads back towards his office and he offers some affirmations to one or two of the gym goers as he passes. An older woman who he patronises.
Yeah, he's very smarmy, but also he reveals that he's quite superficial when he gets this other weedy guy's name wrong and refers to him as Rocky instead of Rodney.
This is not the only time he gets his name. I don't think he ever gets it right. He calls him Rudy at one point. Yes.
Yeah, it's an ongoing joke. However, Rodney asks to talk to him, and when he unenthusiastically agrees, the frustrated client complains that he is not seeing the same gains as the others, and that Brick doesn't even listen to him.
Well, this is the idea. This is one of the reasons why I think a lot of people don't go to gyms. They think that if you're not one of the set that are the ones who are setting the records, then you're going to be treated this way. You're going to be excluded, or you're going to be looked down on.
Well, let's discuss this just now because I've mentioned it later, but we can get to it right now. As I said there, it's the most obnoxious gym I have ever witnessed. And again, it's obviously a caricature. I'm hoping when I used to go to my local gym, this was before social media, or certainly before Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
But from what I can see online myself, most of these gyms are jam-packed full of people posing just for socials. I never had to experience that. But even then, what Brick is doing here is, from a personal training point of view, is deplorable.
Also from a commercial point of view, he's meant to be running this business and he's just treating his customers badly.
Firstly, him holding all the records, he's the owner. Don't be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, but any good personal trainer, any good coach, any good motivator in a gym environment knows that no one really pays attention, or you should be encouraged not to compare yourself to other people. You've all got different goals, and pure strength is unlikely to be for most people. And even if it is, it's like that's not what you aim for. Most of the time, especially if you're up against a guy who's roided out, he's not. You won't be able to achieve that. They're probably heavyweights. There's anything else in life. You have your own goals. You work towards that. Strength is all relative.
Yep.
But putting this up there is that to make people feel inadequate is just a terrible business practice. It's a terrible demotivating practice.
It creates a clique as well.
It does, but like I say, in my experience as well, people don't act like that. You go in there, everyone knows, like him over there, he's a power lifter, or look at the roids on him, and he's been doing it, and he's also 21. You're 56, or you're an 8-stone woman. You've all got different goals. But even then, it's like you come in, maybe I'm a rower, maybe I'm a boxer, maybe I'm a sprinter, a long distance runner.
Yeah.
We've all got different things we're trying to achieve in the gym.
Types,
maybe I'm trying to lose weight. It's not. So, it's just a horrible environment to be in. And the watch thing itself is deplorable, how it's implemented.
Did you like Rodney's bum bag?
No, I did not like his fanny pack.
Oh dear.
Especially when it was branded.
Work issued.
Work issued. Who would do that at a gym? Terrible.
I like the idea that maybe it's not work issued and he's got one made up in his work logo.
It may well be the case, considering what we come to find out about him.
So Rodney's got a big concern.
Yeah, and we should say as well that when he talks about not being listened to, this is immediately proven when he again refers. Yeah.
So the big issue is not just that he's not seeing these gains, it's that he's got a high school reunion coming up, and the guy who bullied him when he was at school is now a firefighter and basically works out for a living. And
it's a little bit odd. Well, what we come to learn about Rodney, it doesn't sit with this unconfident persona we're introduced to, but we can get to that. Yeah, so he wants to, he needs gains fast, he says.
Yep.
He then lowers his voice and openly tells Brick that he knows he sells peds and wants cut in. And while this is denied by him, Rodney begs for whatever the guys on the leaderboard are having. What, perhaps like you want to go back 20 years in age?
Yeah, could be that, yes. Brick insists that this is an all-natural, environmentally sustainable gym. But when pressed, as you say, by Rodney, he says, leave it with him.
Yeah, gives him a pat on the back and walks off. However, in the office, we see that the business is struggling and the debts are piling up, which he hides from his wife, Lily, who comes in with lunch.
Yes, he asks her if she's able to skim up a little more of the good stuff, so we suspect that she's his dealer.
Yes, well, from her doctor boss, but she's already suspicious and she fears losing her job.
Yeah, so maybe she works at a pharmacy or some kind of medical practice.
Yeah, that's what we'd assume. Brick, however, tells her that 3 or 4 more clients could make a big difference, which makes her suspect that the gym is in financial trouble.
Yes, but he doesn't want to borrow money from her father. Obviously, that's a bit emasculating, and I think we find out later that he borrowed money from him to start the gym up. Mm-hmm. He just says he wants to expand the group from 10 to maybe 13 or 14 people who would benefit from this substance.
So she agrees to keep stealing the normal amount, but no more.
Yeah, he agrees to this, and then she spoon feeds him his lunch.
Yes, like the theme of infantilization here is strong, obviously.
Yeah. Would you call her a baby snatcher?
Well, Dillian White.
Yes, that's his new nickname, I believe.
Yeah. Anyhow, we see her taking some of the good stuff from her work, but her boss walks in and she leaves whilst under a cloud of suspicion, I suppose.
Yeah, but nothing ever comes of that.
No, it's a weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've got this really suspicious boss who never shows up.
But we do find out something at this point.
Yes, she doesn't work in a chemist's or in any kind of chemical lab. She works at a baby practice. I don't even know what they call it.
It's the Brooklyn Birth Centre.
Yes, it's breast milk she's stealing.
Back at the gym, she hands over the good stuff.
The human milk.
And tells him that she managed to get a little more. Well, I think it's just at this point, isn't it, we find out what it is. Up until now, it's not...
Well, we can guess because it zooms in on a poster just before she leaves the room saying about breast milk being best and all this stuff.
Brick takes a large swig, which he claims is going to psych Rodney when he sees the results.
But Lily warns him immediately that he cannot cut Rodney in on this.
Why not?
He is a health inspector for the city. Brick's not sure about this. He wants to know why she thinks that he is a health inspector for the city. And we flash back to Rodney introducing himself as, "Hi, I'm Rodney. I'm a health inspector for the city."
Again, another example of him not listening.
Yeah.
So do you think it's just to him or people in general he doesn't listen to?
I think it's people who aren't part of his gym bro set.
Yeah. He assures her that he told him nothing, but as they hug, we can see him thinking hard.
It shows on his face.
On the gym floor, Rodney watches as deals apparently go down and the good stuff changes hand before Brick gives him the nod.
Yes. He comes through to the office where he is handed a unique blend of protein powder.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't give him the actual good stuff. It's just an off-the-shelf bag of protein, which is on the house on this occasion. Obviously he feels guilty because he's...
Yeah. It makes Rodney a bit suspicious, but he confirms that once he starts to see gains, it will be $150 a week.
This satisfies the desperate Rodney, and they indulge in a bit of alpha yelling at the thought of him besting the firefighter.
After we see then a card stating 2 weeks later, we find Rodney continuing to drink these powder shakes, but without having made much in the way of gains.
No, he's watching the bros continue to show off their strength, while he clearly is not satisfied with his own progress. And when one leaves their own bottle on a bench...
It's a guy called Kevin.
Is it? He picks it up, has a sniff, and it's obvious that is what they are drinking, and it's not the same as what he has.
Yeah, I should note here, before he goes to sniff this, he says, "Enjoy your workout, ladies." So we know he's been talking to a couple of women in the gym.
And so later, when Brick finishes with his final client, it's 1:35 in the morning. Why would he? I suppose the gym's struggling. But
it's a 24-hour gym.
Yeah, but you can't be there 24 hours as the owner.
He does seem to be.
Well, again, yeah, maybe as if it's struggling, you can't afford to employ staff, so you're doing it all yourself. Yeah, Rodney appears like a ninja from the shadows to challenge him.
No, what I need is an explanation. I can smell fresh human breast milk from a mile away.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe I'm the one who needs an explanation.
Steroids I could deal with. Drugs, medicine, not my domain, but this is my beat, Brick. And it's disgusting.
No, man. Hey, that's what we're all about. Clean, organic, freely available. It's God's all-natural King's elixir, bro.
It is a health code catastrophe and a gross erosion of the public trust. Unregulated breast milk, teeming with Staphylococcus bacteria, stealing from babies and mothers in need.
Oh, come on, now you're making it sound terrible.
It is terrible. It's terrible.
Look, I'm gonna level with you, riders, okay? This place is a money pit. Eco-cleaning, water filtration, sustainable everything. Look, selling the good stuff is the only way to stay afloat.
I
bro.
don't care. I am turning you in, and I'm shutting you down.
Dude, I had to borrow money from my wife's dad to start this place, okay? He scares me. And oh my God, my wife, she'll lose her license, bro.
Well, you should have thought of that before you started giving breast... Hey, what are you doing? Get it off!
Destroying the evidence, what do you think? Okay, you need to stand down, little man.
I can't stand bullies, especially dumb ones.
Before we move on, what is this clinic and why do they have the breast milk? Is it women who can produce breast milk, donating excess for other women to use? That I don't know, why would you, whose breast milk is it and who's using it?
I mean, there could be other reasons. Maybe there's women who are staying there for whatever reason, medical reasons, and they need to express the milk in case they're being treated for something or there's something else going on, they need it when they're not available.
Sure, okay. Now, at this point, Rodney threatens that all of Brick's clients will turn state's evidence before giving a few karate kicks and punches, which obviously surprises Brick.
Yeah, it's a bit of an unprovoked attack, isn't it?
Yes, this only irritates Rodney even more, as he's told him about his karate previously.
Yes.
So they fight, and as they do, the smartwatch that they are both wearing lets them know what activities are being performed. But this is what I said earlier. Someone who is capable of fighting, you know, it's not like he's this little nerd who's always getting sand kicked in his face. So I'm not sure why he feels the need. Like, obviously I don't, I'm not a big fan of the old martial arts and karate and all that sort of stuff, but someone who can look after themselves. I know a lot of boxers, small boxers as well, and they know what they can do and how they can handle themselves. And they never feel the need. They don't feel, because of that, they know, like, there's some big meathead, but they would slap them about in seconds. Yeah,
but you're thinking at a high school reunion, you're not actually going to get to fight anybody. So
no, but I just mean
if he doesn't care that you can do karate.
No, but just mean the confidence. People don't feel like like bantamweight boxers know what they can do. They don't feel that they have to be big.
Yeah, but obviously he's got a complex about this guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe he stole his girlfriend in high school or whatever.
Yeah, or embarrassed him.
Well, it was his bully, he said that.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, Brick starts throwing unlikely things across the gym.
Yeah, again, this is quite cartoonish. I think he picks up a weight plate. I'm not sure if it was 20 kilograms or even 10 kilograms. He throws it like a frisbee.
Yeah, and it catches Rodney right in
the Milo
throat.
Janus.
Yes, and kills him.
It does. Also, but I did notice there that Rodney, there was a touch of the sort of Terminator about him. He was walking and stalking like that before this weight plate brought him down.
We hope it killed him, because what happens next would be a pretty grim way to go.
Even Brick appreciates that. I think as he does it, he has to look away. So yeah, he puts him on the bench, picks up a barbell, he curls it, and then drops it onto his throat, crushing his throat, his windpipe.
It's really didn't miss and hit his chin. That'd be messy. Brick then skips through to his office. Obviously, there's no cameras in this gym.
Well, that's the thing. For such a high-tech gymnasium,
yep,
you would definitely have CCTV in there.
You would think. Some other gym goers arrive. What's it, 2 a.m. now at this point?
Well, okay, before they do, he tidies up. He takes...
We see him wipe things down and put fingerprints onto the bar and stuff like that, yep.
As these clients come in, he scampers off into his office and then emerges to act shocked when they discover the apparent accidental death.
Yes, and then we rewind...
Sorry, I've also missed an important point here. the act of curling the barbell up to drop it sets a new barbell record
Oh, so the,
for that
the tech
exercise.
must know what he's lifting.
Yeah, that's impossible. But again, we're living it. This is a fantasy world we're in now.
Parallel
Yeah.
environment, universe, whatever. Yes. So we go back in time to introduce Charlie to this story, and we see her waking up in her apartment, and there's a brilliant camera effect as she gets a crick in her neck first thing.
Yeah, she's bathed. I liked also the photography. She's bathed in sunlight, and it sort of brings out the redness of her hair. And yeah, tell me about the camera angle.
It just tilts to the side to show that her neck is now jiggered.
Yeah.
This has happened. It's a spasm. It's horrible.
Yeah. And so, walking awkwardly, she heads out and asks
I love this entirely. Noreen might be my favourite character this season.
Potato Lady Noreen to recommend a chiropractor. Now, before we even, as you know, I'm not into this pseudoscience. Chiropractor, apologies if you are a chiropractor or you're into them, but they are a dodgy lot. Go and
I
see
do quite often watch them on YouTube in the hope that they paralyse somebody, and it's
they're
embarrassing.
not real medical professionals. Go and see a doctor if you've got. It's a very dangerous thing to be messing about with.
Yeah, there's all this. Oh, I saved him having to have spinal fusion surgery. I don't think you did save him from spinal fusion surgery. No. Anyway, Noreen says that even if she did know a chiropractor, she would not be telling Charlie because she doesn't like her.
Why not?
She drove Annie out of the building.
And why is that a problem? Other than
Well, Charlie says that it wasn't her, it was a murderer who did that, but Noreen doesn't remember it that way. And then the bro who we saw at the end of last week getting the apartment comes by and thanks Charlie for the sweet apartment, which I think underlines Noreen's point of view.
yeah, I think he gives her or attempts to give her a high five, which irritates Noreen. Although Charlie says, "Look, that was all on him. I just sort of."
Noreen tells her to F off, so she does.
Yeah. So obviously Noreen despises this new tenant.
Yes, Mrs. Annie, and despises Charlie as a result. We see Charlie now at a new coffee shop, not the one from last week.
Is it not? Is it a different one?
Yes,
Oh, I assumed it was the same one. I couldn't remember.
it is not.
It's an odd thing to do. Why would you not have the same one?
Well, they've gone to... well, I'll tell you later why.
Right.
So they now, like we heard at the top of the show, we hear Alex from last week ordering this popcorn latte.
Yes, this is the pay it forward woman from last week.
Yes.
Charlie recognises her and decides to return the favour. But it could be a bit awkward as Alex is also getting a pretentious salad.
No, she's not. She's getting a cronut.
Is she?
It's a half croissant, half donut.
No, she's not saying the word salad.
No, I'm pretty sure cronut.
All right. Anyway, again, just as pretentious.
Yeah, either way.
Carry on, food.
Well, maybe I'm misremembering. I'm pretty sure she said cronut. Whatever it was, yeah, something else. And Charlie has to buy all of it.
Yeah, but she doesn't mind doing that.
Oh.
She also asked for an extra long straw so she can drink with her painful neck.
Yes.
And as she drinks from this massive straw, she reads a flyer on a board for Brick's gym, which offers spinal realignment amongst other dubiously legitimate services.
Yeah, she's not interested in the individual training. She is a little interested in the chakra balancing and is very interested in his spinal realignment techniques.
I mean, you just would not go to a gym for something to mess about and realign your spine.
No, that's insane.
Yeah.
Alex wants to know what's happened to her neck, and Charlie explains it happened when she yawned.
And then agrees that Alex can accompany her as they go to check out the gym. Reluctantly agrees.
Yeah, she's so not too excited is what I said.
Yeah, I've taken a note here. Yeah, unusually reticent from her because she's normally a very sort of peoply person. I mean, we know she is why she's in New York, but still, it's almost, there's parts in here where she's almost rude. And in fact, no, she is rude.
A couple of times, yeah.
Although she does know to herself.
In the Brick house, we see Brick cracking Charlie back into shape.
Yes, she's delighted and surprised that it worked so well.
He warns her, though.
This is dodgy. Oh, yeah, I mean, it worked just now, but really you need a long-term contract.
A long-term gym membership. He does a big sell, and although Charlie offers him money for the neck fixing, he says that there's no charge as long as she takes a 7-day fitness trial, but she's worried about this contract situation.
Yeah. I like the name, Brick House. It's good. Yeah. I'm sure probably this gym's called that.
Must be fair.
Yeah, so he says, the dubious practices of gyms that were certainly back in the day you were known for if you signed up. That was
it's happened to everybody, hasn't it?
You couldn't get out of it and they were very litigious, etc. But he insists that he would not do that. And obviously Charlie knows he's telling the truth.
Yeah, he also tells her it's a 100% all-natural and sustainable gym, like we heard him say to Rodney earlier on. And again, she knows that is true. And for some reason, he tells her that they don't sell anything he wouldn't take himself. She's not asked him what they sell. It's a weird thing to come out with.
I think it's a USP, isn't it?
It's, maybe just the spiel that he gives.
Yeah, it's all this, an all-natural gym when gyms are known not to be.
Yeah. At this point, we see that we're synced up with the earlier part of the episode because Lily comes in with Brick's lunch and he tells her he'll be through in a second before setting Alex and Charlie up on their free trial with fitness trackers and the bricked-in social media
That's
network.
perhaps why the business is failing.
Yeah, because he's giving away these very expensive tech devices.
We don't know if they're very expensive. I mean, it's a fitness tracker. You can pick them up for like 20 or 30 quid. It's probably somebody bought in Alibaba.
It's a custom one, though.
In Alibaba.
Maybe. So, yes, they're going to be able to share their workouts and achievements, and he shows them how to bump bits.
Oh, how do you do that?
You just touch the watches together. Alex is excited about this, but Charlie just thinks it'll get her out of her apartment of horrors. We haven't heard about her disliking the apartment before.
I suppose because after the death of...
Oh, I suppose, with Maddie and everything. Yeah, okay.
We have a funny scene in the gym later with Charlie getting used to the equipment and walking into a burping or belching bro before walking over to Alex and puffing on her vape.
Well, she pulls out of her bra where she's been keeping it and puffs on it as she and Alex debate whether the tracker is cool or scary and agrees it's a fine line.
I think it's scary, yeah. And as Alex struggles with a barbell, we see Rodney come to her aid.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. Whoa. Number one rule of lifting, always use a spotter. It's highly dangerous not to.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, I'm Rodney.
Alex. Oh, I'm sorry. There's something sticky on the bar.
Oh, gyms are just petri dishes. Plantar warts, folliculitis, ringworm. I have a zero tolerance policy for health risks. Yeah, it's kind of my passion.
Thank you.
Rule 2 of lifting is always rotate your muscle groups. So today I'm doing chest and arms, and tomorrow legs and butt.
Something to look forward to.
So you guys want to bump bits? Brick fits, so we can be buddies.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really in the market for new pals right now, but thanks.
Take those.
What the fuck is happening now?
You set a new gym record.
Do anything for gains like that?
Honestly, Rodney, I think it's great you don't look like you spend your entire life in the gym.
But I'm here almost every day.
No, I mean it in a good way.
Enjoy your workout, ladies.
See, Rodney's been a bit of an arse there as well. Even if his intentions are good, you don't go up to people in the gym, especially guys shouldn't go up to women in the gym and say, hey, little lady, you're doing it wrong, or this is how you want to do it. Especially Rodney. He's got no gains. I mean, you used to get it all the time. Like, even older guys who would come up to you and go, all right, wee man, I remember, when I first started going, this is how you do it. And half the time their technique's garbage as well. They just learn from someone else and they don't know what they're doing. It's like, go away.
That clip ended with Rodney spotting the tumbler of good stuff being left on the bench by Kevin, and we realise that it's these two women he was referring to when he says, enjoy your workout, ladies. As
they walk home, Charlie wonders why she feels good, and what does Alex explain?
It's a workout high from the endorphin. That's a urban myth.
You think?
Probably.
All right.
I've not tried working out to know.
No, you've not done enough to... Okay.
Charlie says she now realises why people do this, and they agree to meet the next day for leg day.
But the next morning, Charlie arrives outside the Brick house to find cops and a crowd gathered around Brick, who is talking about his shock at death in a place of health, and that they're going to be closed until the afternoon. Not even one whole day.
That's it.
Someone's died.
Till lunchtime.
Yeah.
Charlie asks Alex what's happened, and one of the other guys explains that Rodney tried to lift way more than he's used to without a spotter and crushed his own neck.
Yeah, we go to the coffee shop, and Alex, she goes quite Columbo here.
She's very suspicious given how adamant Rodney was the day before about his number 1 and number 2 rules. She wants to know why he would lift without a spotter and why he would work out the same muscle group that he was working on earlier in the day.
Very perceptive.
Very much,
I like this, yeah.
Charlie just doesn't want to get involved. She's got this lone wolf thing going on and doesn't really want to even have anything to do with Alex.
Yeah, again, I'm thinking, Charlie, you're not being... Like, she's went to the gym with her.
Yeah.
It's fine if right at the outset...
She's running hot and cold a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple. Alex thinks, we're not best buddies, but we're on friendly terms. We're going to go to the gym.
Yep.
And now it's like she's brushing her off.
She explains, Alex does, that she is just lonely and looking for some sort of connection, and Charlie sympathises but isn't interested. She walks away.
When she sympathises, she maybe understands what she's saying, but it does nothing to change Charlie's mind, and she coldly says good luck and leaves her sitting there looking sad. There was no need for that. You can do it another day, you can just cut off the communication, but she literally just, she says, I'm lonely. She's opening up to her a little bit.
Screw you.
She goes, yeah, too bad, and walks away. Yeah, it was unpleasant, I thought.
Over at the Brick House, there's an inspector talking to Brick, saying this sort of thing happens more often than he would think, but they're now free to reopen. And as they shake hands...
Well, Lily, his wife's holding him at the moment as well, like a kid.
A baby. As they shake hands, the inspector leans in and asks Brick how to achieve the cool veiny look on his forearm. Nobody thinks that's cool, surely.
Yeah, it's a big thing, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I always think it looks disgusting.
No, it's people want it. Apparently, a lot of women like it as well.
Well, that's up to them, not the women I'd be talking to.
No, clearly.
Brick tells them it's all achieved through wrist curls and not strenuous masturbation.
You've got quite the veins in your arms here, Iain. Wrist curls, they're known, they're a complete bro exercise.
Right,
so
there's no point doing them if you're not, other than for this.
So you'll get people in there who are like 9 stone, like 100 pounds, and what they should be doing is like the core compound, like try to just do the basics, you know.
Yep.
Do deadlifts, do squats, do bench press, do overhead press, do the big muscles that are going to see proper like gains. These little things are completely superficial, and it should only really be done as, you know, if you're a professional bodybuilder or everything else is in place and you're trying to just finesse the last few percentages of, you know, that's where you do it. Don't worry about wrist curls. Doing normal exercises will...
What if you have fat wrists?
I'm not sure if you want to slim your wrist, doing wrist curls probably will have the opposite effect. Yeah, don't get involved in wrist curls. You look like a dick.
Brick at this point returns to the misery of his bills and invoices in the office, and Lily comes in telling her she's glad they didn't find the milk.
The good stuff, yeah.
He tells her that they're almost out and can she get some more, but she's not willing to do that until the whole police death thing blows over.
He pleads with her, but she insists that she isn't going to jail so that Kevin can stay yoked.
Yeah, that's fairly reasonable.
Yeah.
She leaves at this point, and as he drinks the last of the breast milk, he notices a warning on the bottle.
It would be sitting on the floor like a kid, a toddler.
Yeah.
What is the warning?
Do not microwave infant formula or breast milk, which gives him an idea. Yeah,
now at first I thought watching it was do not microwave. He's going to microwave it, cause a fire, which an insurance job for the gym.
Oh, I thought it was like a Gremlins thing where if you microwaved it, it would multiply into 6 bottles.
No, it's not that at all. It's the formula that he has noticed.
Yes, he's seeing the equivalence between formula and the milk, and he thinks, I can... But why has he got a cupboard full of infant formula?
I think he's went and bought that, no?
It was already there.
We don't know. How long is it?
Do you think this is later?
It could be, yeah.
Anyway, we now find him back on the gym floor with more good stuff for the guy, saying he's got a new supplier.
Yeah, but he's passing off this formula for the real stuff. And we see Kevin taking a gulp, and you can see that he thinks something isn't quite right. Meanwhile, Alex is doing leg extensions and smiles when she's joined by Charlie, who's obviously changed her mind, but tells her not to make a big deal about it.
This isn't the only time in this episode that Charlie is a bit mean and then takes it back almost.
Which is absolutely fair enough.
She's obviously going against her instincts to a certain extent.
Yeah. However, Kevin is making a thing about the good stuff when his guts continue to tell him that something has changed. He approaches Brick in a rage and doesn't buy his excuses that it is probably just due to a change in the mother's diet.
He says it's not that, this isn't the good stuff, and Alex at this point clocks the argument, and when Brick comes over, asks him about it.
Yeah, I think he says, he was just upset about the lat machine being out of order, which she obviously can tell is BS.
Well, no, because Charlie at this point goes and checks the machine and finds it is broken, which confuses her because she knows he was lying, but it is broken.
No, she doesn't check it straight away, does she?
Yeah, she goes, it's right there in front of them. She goes and checks it.
But I think that's why she checked it, because she knew it was BS.
Yeah, so he's lying. Yep. So she's saying, is he lying about it being broken? And checks it, and it's not broken. So he's lying about something else.
Of course, yeah.
And then we see another card. Oh no! At this point, Alex wants to know how she knew Brick was lying,
and so she tells the tale of her gift, which lasts how long?
23 seconds. We don't have to listen to it.
No. Alex, thinks this is a really cool, and Charlie reluctantly has to prove that her gift is genuine by stating that all 3 of the statements that Alex makes are in fact true. So she gave her a test.
And do we think that Alex is being genuine here?
Yes.
Okay. She gives her 3 truths to try and catch her out. She says that she was born to a single teenage alcoholic mother in Springfield, Missouri. She started 11 failed businesses, including 2 that resulted in litigation, and she is deathly allergic to cinnamon.
Good to know.
Alex wants to question Brick and use Charlie's skill to find the truth about this death.
But Charlie reminds her of her new don't get involved vibe, which Alex agrees with, but 2 seconds later confronts him.
Yeah, well, I don't think she actually agrees. She says she agrees, but then as soon as Brick appears, she asks him a question so that Charlie can hear him lie.
He tells them it was a tragic accident and he is not liable for it, which Charlie has to concede is BS and realises with a sigh that she has again been pulled into another case.
So he knows it wasn't an accident, and he knows Rodney wasn't alone.
Well, it doesn't make him a murderer.
Fuck, I should have just asked Brick if he did it.
I know, that's unbelievably dangerous, trust me.
Fine, so Brick suspects it wasn't an accident.
I mean, he did also lie about Kevin being upset about the pull-down being broken.
But it is broken.
Right, well, gosh, I don't know. I mean, well, maybe Kevin's upset about something else.
You have everything you need to begin your journey.
What the fuck are we doing?
We're snooping.
Why?
This is fun.
No.
And the best part is, we're all natural. I don't sell anything here I wouldn't take myself.
Was that bullshit?
Oh, yeah, but what's weird is, well, a few days ago, it wasn't.
What changed? Oh, maybe Rodney discovered like a steroid ring or blood boy bank.
Oh, what?
You know, blood boys.
No.
We gotta search his office.
No. Hard cut, too. What the fuck am I doing?
Lots of baby formula.
His wife works at that baby doctor place, remember? If you're looking for roids, check the fridge.
Nothing. Maybe he cleared it.
Speaking of, how about we clear it out? You know, please.
You're supposed to be the lookout. Are you even looking?
Yes, of course I am. Oh,
Oh, what's going on here? What are you doing?
Searching your office.
for the sauna, which is not here. So, Alex, the sauna is, so sorry. Oh, there. I see. So,
Why do you think Alex said they were searching his office?
Because she cannot help but, she doesn't lie herself. She's just very open, or maybe it's a psychological reaction. She doesn't like any deceit to her.
Well, if she said anything else, Charlie would know she was lying.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the coffee shop again, Alex reckons she must have been wrong and it was just an accident.
But now it is Charlie who is sure something is up. So she goes a bit Sherlock by telling her that she searched but she didn't look, and mentions the red bills on the desk which signify that he was in a spot of financial bother.
Something about this doesn't sit right with Charlie, and Alex wants to go back and snoop some more. She swiped Brick's keycard. I think that's a bit excessive.
Yeah.
Charlie points this out, that their own keycards work 24 hours a day.
It was good that, yes.
She cautions Alex that this might all seem exciting, but she knows where it leads and goes through all the events of this season so far with the alligator and so on.
Alex agrees it doesn't sound fun, apart from the alligator stuff, but Charlie is adamant. None of her business. Forget about her gift.
Yes, at which point Alex leaves, and it takes Charlie a few moments to have her change of heart.
Yeah, I think she realises she's been a bit harsh again.
Yeah.
However, when she goes outside to try and catch up with her, we find that Alex has disappeared.
And returning to the coffee shop, Charlie sees some of the gym bros, including Kevin, continuing to lament this new fake breast milk.
Whilst belching and complaining about feeling sick. And they also wonder, because they assume it's to do with the coffee, perhaps.
No, they notice, or Kevin's already suspicious of this stuff.
No, but they wonder what the health code in the place is. That's one of the big clues.
Yeah.
One of them says, I wonder what the health code is like in this place. And Charlie looks at the health code poster.
Which gives her a flashback to Rodney.
Yes, because the logo of the health code
was on his bum bag.
Was on his, fanny pack.
She remembers him talking about having zero tolerance for health risks, and we kind of see her work through the situation in her head.
Yeah, she has a further flashback to the shakes, the protein shakes in the gym, and Brick stating everything in the gym is all natural. And as she turns to see a baby being fed from a bottle, she remembers that Lily works at the baby doctor place. And when she leans over the crying toddler, it belches into her face and she recognises the distinct smell from the gym. But her interaction doesn't go down well with the confused parent.
Yeah, well, she asks the mother if the child's breastfed, and she confirms before asking what it has to do with Charlie.
Back at the gym, Charlie mentions to Brick that she needs a spotter for the machine, as that was how Rod got into trouble, which he agrees with, but that's nonsense. You don't need... The whole point of a machine is that you don't need a spotter. You only need a spotter for free weights.
Well, anyway, this is just to get him to admit, or to say that Rodney had trouble because of that, and she then knows that isn't true.
Yeah, he also states that Rodney was alone and that he wasn't there to help him, which obviously Charlie detects as BS.
Yeah, so she then leans in and gets his tracker to pair with hers.
And then tells him she will look him up on neck day.
Now in the sauna, Charlie checks out the data on Brick's account and finds that some was deleted.
Yeah, for the day that Rodney died. But then remembers the leaderboard and sees his new record for the barbell curl occurred at 1:55 a.m.
Yes, she then accidentally likes it, which has happened to all of us on social media.
That's why I'm not on it.
Which alerts him to her interest in his activities that evening.
Yes. She panics to unlove, and he races to find her. And then gives us a nice cliche. We've seen this many times in TV shows and movies.
Of course, yeah.
Where the bad guy traps the victim in a sauna and turns it up. I think the first time I remember that was in an episode, I can't remember which one, obviously, but it happened in Happy Days.
Did it?
Yeah.
And did they die?
No.
That would have been a twist.
Certainly would have jumped the shark at that point.
Yeah. He then puts an out of order sign over the door so nobody finds her and disappears out to the gym floor, where he tells everybody there's been a gas leak and they have to clear the building immediately.
In his office, he deletes his incriminating score, which also sends a notification to Charlie. Now, surely she is not his only buddy.
I was going to say, surely everybody then gets that notification.
Well, everybody who's a buddy with him.
Yeah. He then sits outside the sauna waiting for Charlie to die. Well, not outside the sauna, on the gym floor.
Yeah, as the temperature rises, she screams and shouts to be released. And in fairness, he's very agitated. Not in fairness, but he's not enjoying what he's doing. He thinks he's got no other option, I suppose.
She then has an epiphany about how to alert someone to her situation.
What's that?
She starts doing exercises that begin with the letters of the word help. Well, almost.
Yes, what help is it?
Help, she goes for.
Is it halperin?
Oh, it could be me. She's pinning it on him.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a time I got locked in my porch.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my phone with me. And I had to try and alert my wife. And so what I did was I started ringing her doorbell that's connected to her phone. But she just thought it was idiots coming to the door and didn't answer for about an hour.
But was she inside?
She was, no, she was at her work.
But the doorbell would not have been pointing out the camera, no?
No, I could get out the porch. I couldn't get into the house.
Ah, right.
So I could get out the porch and into the porch or the garage, but I couldn't get into the house where my phone and my keys were.
That'll teach you.
Well, it's her fault. She moved the spare key.
Okay. Always blame the women.
Indeed. No,
okay.
On this occasion, but it's their fault. Anyway.
Okay, so can I just say here, and again, I know it's just an exaggeration, but this is a terribly designed, obnoxious app. I mean, I use fitness apps myself, and if you want, you can follow people. Right? I don't, but you can. But what it doesn't do is every time you do an exercise, it pings these people.
Yeah. Also, why is it not pinging Brick? Because she bumped with him. He should be getting her.
Well, maybe it did, but we don't see it.
Maybe he's got notifications turned off.
Yeah, that's what we'd have to do.
Yeah.
You're friends with buddies with 10 people, and every time they do a wrist curl, you get a notification.
Why did Alex not get a notification when Rodney was doing karate? Because we know his watch pinged and says you're doing karate.
Ah, yeah.
Unless it did, and she just isn't saying anything. Anyway, Alex notices this on her device and realises that Charlie is spelling out the word help.
So she sneaks back past the now tearful Brick.
He's exercising though. I think he's on the bench, is he?
Yeah, he's got earbuds in. And she finds the exhausted Charlie, dehydrated Charlie, who immediately tells her what Brick did to Rodney.
Yes. She frees her from the sauna, and as they head back to the gym floor, Brick sees them and instinctively throws a massive weight at them.
Yeah, the three argue and fight, and eventually Brick is about to cave their skulls in with a barbell before being stopped in his tracks by the arrival of his wife.
Whoa! Francis, John Brickatino. What is the meaning of this?
Lil, no, see, you don't understand. Look, they were gonna tell on me.
About the good stuff? It's okay, baby. We'll take the consequences. We'll figure it out.
Actually, it was the murder.
I'm sorry, the what?
He killed Rodney.
Yeah, he tried to make it look like an accident.
Shut up! Look, I'm sorry, okay? The gym was in trouble. Rodney was gonna tell the city. We got into a fight, Lil. He kicked me. I didn't mean to do it. I swear, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to create a space where people could celebrate the glory of the human body, Lil, all right? And get really, really ripped. It was an accident. Oh my God. I did a bad thing. I did a bad thing.
It's okay. It's okay, my baby boy. We'll figure this out, okay?
That was brilliant. From her calling it, a parent calling the kid by their full name, and then Charlie and Alex acting like perhaps siblings.
Yes.
Who are blaming, he kicked me or he did this. Yeah,
I like to think this is one of those situations where the actor is just playing a version of themselves, and that's why it's easy for them to do it so well. At this point, Brick is given a bottle of the good stuff, which he guzzles.
Yeah, but we should say that as they are hugging, Lily mouths to Charlie and Alex, call the cops. Yes.
Back in the coffee shop, Charlie reflects on another community that she has sent down the drain.
Yeah, I think she's quite surprised by Alex's cynicism.
Well, she tells her that if it takes lies to keep something together, it deserves to fall apart. And Charlie notes that Alex must be the most honest person she's ever met, and she's never heard her tell a single. That seems very unlikely.
But how many times has she met her? I mean, I wouldn't lie to someone who I've only met a few times. So, I mean,
you maybe say things that aren't 100% true that Charlie would pick up on.
I'm not sure if I would in that situation.
I don't know. Anyway, Alex says she doesn't believe in lying, and if you talk to her and she's lying, who are you really talking to?
Well, that's earlier on. So when Alex says we're searching your office,
she's just pathologically opposed to lying, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Charlie says she can see why Alex has no friends.
Yes.
And Alex echoes back something Charlie said earlier on when she tells her that people don't like the truth as much as they think they do.
Yeah, however, noting this reference to herself, Charlie responds by telling her that she now has one friend, and Alex returns the sentiment.
Yes. Charlie starts on her own backstory as the episode ends.
Yeah, but I think Alex asked about how she ended up in New York.
Yes. That's the end.
Yeah, well, I should say that the camera pulls out and we have a shot which might be a sort of nod to Hopper.
Okay.
Or even the Equalizer, as the credits appear.
There were some brilliant physical comedy, especially from Natasha Lyonne in this episode. I thought you mentioned it a couple of times, in the gym in particular, acting like someone who doesn't belong in a gym.
Yeah, a dumbbell in one hand and a vape in the other. Yeah.
So where are we on Alex? You think she's Charlie's Wilson at this point?
You see, I like this dynamic. I like this relationship, and perhaps for season 3, you could have because so we know that Alex likes to snoop.
Yeah,
she's got she's one that's going to dig in and get a case, and Charlie will be there to provide, I suppose, I was going to say provide the brains, but that's not true because Alex also has the brains. But I think it'd be a good team. She's obviously entrepreneurial. She's 11 businesses.
So she says, yeah.
Yep, and she's feeling maybe a bit, she doesn't have a focus in life just now, a bit lonely. So perhaps the two of them teaming up.
Thelma and Louise.
Well, not quite Thelma. Maybe we don't want it to end that way, but CNA, limited CNA investigations.
S&M? No.
Well, who knows? So, yes, them working together in season 3 would be brilliant.
That's what you're excited for.
I'd like to think that's what might happen.
Brick is 6'4" and Lily is 4'11". You got 4'11". You got any thoughts on that?
4'11". Is that medically a short person?
No, I think you have to be 4'10" for that.
Oh, just scrapes in. However, people shrink as they get older, so she will become medically a little person in time.
That's an interesting observation. Any other thoughts on the episode before we move on to the trivia?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's a good episode. I think it's had some criticism, but I thought it was really good.
Also for season 3, so I'm just going back there, it'd be good if they did set it in New York and had this, set up this detective agency.
Well, maybe. It's a different show though, that isn't it?
It would be a different show, but sometimes you have to
change things up.
Yeah. It's a different show from the first season.
Already is, yes. It's certainly got a little bit more. I think I saw someone say, I think Ryan Johnson said that the first season was more, you had the Columbo roots and it was a little bit more along that lines, and then this season's more Quantum Leap inspired, which maybe is something we haven't really picked up on, but the whole different story every week. And
if you like Quantum Leap,
there's a podcast for that.
What's
Leap
it called?
Home.
Yeah.
There's other podcasts, but that's the main one.
The main one's, yeah, the Leap Home. Okay.
This week's director was a returning face, not in the director's chair, but she was an actor in the show previously, Claire Duvall.
Oh yeah, she was in she was Charlie's sister.
Yes, in the season 1 finale. She is best known for her acting. She has done some directing on things like the TV show High School, which she developed, in some other bits and pieces, and she created a show called Housebroken, but she's most recognised for things like But I'm a Cheerleader with Natasha Lyonne, The Faculty, Argo, The Handmaid's Tale, Veep, ER, and like you say, the season 1 Poker Face finale, where you talked about her a little bit after she showed up as Charlie's sister Emily. The writer was Rafi Cantor, who's got quite a thin CV, no offence, at this stage. He refers to himself on social profiles as a showrunner's assistant for Netflix, and he appeared in and wrote an episode of the show Credits, and is listed as an executive story editor on Netflix's 3rd season of Wednesday, which is coming in a couple of years, so it's future stuff. He assisted, as he claims, Alexander Wu on The Terror and Three Body Problem.
What do you mean, as he claims?
Well, he says he's a showrunner's assistant, and I'm saying he did do that job.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm not casting any doubt on it. No.
Okay. Sounded like it.
Three Body Problem was one of Netflix's big hits last year, and I think it's got a second season coming up, and Alexander Wu created and wrote on both of those shows, and he was a senior figure on True Blood for a number of years, so he has credentials. Brick was played by Method Man. I think that's his birth name. He is most famous as a Grammy Award-winning member of the Wu-Tang Clan and has been acting for about 30 years. He was in as far back as Copland, one of my favourite Stallone movies. He's also in Oz, The Wire, CSI, The Good Wife, The Deuce, and Power Book 2 Ghost.
Do you think his name is a nod to the Ryan Johnson, Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie Brick?
Oh, potentially.
Yeah, that's one of his breakout.
Yeah, it could be that he's inspired by that, yeah. An interesting note on Method Man is that there's a cardboard cutout of him used in an episode of Orange is the New Black. I think he's meant to have, in this story, a promotion deal with this burger restaurant. But on his IMDb now, he's listed as cardboard cutout in Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
Rodney, as you know, was played by Jason Ritter. We've talked about him a lot for his work on Matlock, opposite Sky P. Marshall and Kathy Bates. You can scroll up on your podcast feed to hear about 40 episodes of that in season 1, however many there were. After making his television debut at the age of 1 on Three's Company, he's appeared in things like The Intervention, which was also directed by Claire Duvall, Tales of Titans and Parenthood, both of which he got Emmy nominations for, Freddy vs. Jason, Joan of Arcadia, Another Period, Frozen 2, and reportedly had an uncredited role as a clicker, one of the fungus people on The Last of Us season 1. Lily was played by Natasha Leggero. She was became known initially for hosting an MTV reality show called The 70s House about 20 years ago. And from there, she's gone on to appear as an actor in things like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Reno 911, He's Just Not That Into You, Arrested Development, like last week's Killer, Modern Family, Another Period, and Monster High. Kevin was played by a guy called Laith Walschlager. He has appeared in things like The Rookie, NCIS, 80 for Brady, and Paradise. He's done a bunch of voiceover work and claims to be able to execute over 100 accents, characters, and celebrity impressions. He's friends with the former NFL player Rob Gronkowski and played him in something as well. He claims himself to be a former NFL player, but so far as I can see, he had a tryout with one team, one preseason, never actually got involved with it.
A bit like Gordon Ramsay claiming he was a
Rangers player, yeah. He did, Walschlager did play college football and in the Indoor Arena Football League as well. We had a brief appearance for the second week in a row for Karim Rahma as Ted, the finance bro who got Anne's flat, or apartment. He was in 2019, and I'm mentioning he's not really in this. He wouldn't normally get a mention, but in 2019 he wrote, produced and starred in a short film called Titty Milk, which I felt couldn't be a coincidence.
You wouldn't think so, would you?
No. He's one of the founders of Nameless Network, which is a media company formed by ex-Vice employees, and some people might know him from his Instagram series Subway Takes, where he interviews celebrities. In terms of locations, the Brick House was CrossFit Virtuosity on Bayard Street in Brooklyn. Lily's Clinic was Cafe MSMN, also on Bayard Street, quite conveniently. And the coffee shop this week was Avenue Coffee House on Greenpoint Avenue in Sunnyside. I said I'd tell you why. It's not really why. This is what. Okay. There are, obviously, we mentioned earlier, echoes of exercise and fatality from Columbo here, but without the glamorous secretary. I have seen some folk talking about Jason Ritter's character in this one being reminiscent of his dad's performance in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. His dad played a robot version of a guy in that. I'm not sure if that's a criticism or a compliment. The Wu-Tang Clan's debut single was called Protect Yannick, which is advice Rodney should have taken in this episode.
Yeah.
In terms of the episode title, The Big Pump, obviously a simple play on words. It's gym work, but also breast pumping milk for babies. Music, we opened with Good Stuff by the B-52s, appropriately enough. Obviously a reference to the good stuff. When Brick was trying to cook Charlie in the sauna, we heard The Way of the World by Lisa Furr. And after Charlie and Alex had their final conversation, the outro track was Warning by Carolyn Hester. And read into that what you will. In terms of who did crimes this week, Brick killed the guy, desecrated the corpse, concealed the crime, sold stolen baby milk. Lily stole baby milk. Rodney probably assaulted Brick at one point as well. In terms of whether they'll get away with it, Brick will not. Lily, maybe, yeah. And Rodney is dead. Next week, Charlie has to help Alex out of a tough situation when she's found in the wrong place at the wrong time in the day of the iguana.
So until then,
cheerio.
Bye-bye.